What's up guys, my name is Carl and welcome to Tech Hunter. Today I'm checking out a fairly affordable keyboard and mouse combo from Coolermaster. It's the Masterkeys Lite L. It's a mechanical keyboard packing some pretty cool features like RGB lighting as well as water resistance, though it's maybe more likely to survive a spill of water and maybe a bit of rain than actual full submersion. It's also something I'm not going to test because I paid for this. The mouse has also got RGB lighting as well as forward and back buttons and a DPI control button just below the scroll wheel, so it's got a few features packed into this. When it comes to keyboard reviews, I'll generally always try and type up my script for this video on the keyboard. If you write about 1,000 words on a keyboard, you can generally get a good idea for what it's like to use on a day-to-day basis. Most people use their gaming keyboards for much more than just gaming, so if it's an annoying typing experience or you miss a lot of keystrokes, those things are likely to move it into your gaming experience as well. The same applies to a mouse. If it's a pain in the bum to use for browsing the internet, it too will also let you down in game. So for around £40 to say £50, what have Coolermaster actually managed to deliver for this combination? Honestly, a pretty poor keyboard, but a pretty good mouse. Let me explain. Let's start off with the build quality and the aesthetics. The mouse has a good weight to it, though I feel it's a little small for my hands personally. It's got a precision Avogo optical sensor for improved accuracy. The main buttons are nice and clicky and responsive, as you'd expect from Omron mechanical micro switches, and they're also rated up to a 10 million click lifespan. The included DPI button is a big plus for me, having been using a mouse without one for the past 2 years. It's very welcome. The 4 presets are 500, 1000, 2500 and 3500 DPI. Overall, it's a fairly plain aesthetic, but I can appreciate that. Doesn't look too gamery and would look quite at home in an office or professional environment. The RGB lighting on the bottom of the mouse is quite nice and bright, as is the scroll wheel illumination, but they're completely covered up when you're using the mouse itself, so you can't actually see it when your hand's over the top of it. The keyboard is also fairly well built. It's a nice solid black plastic with only some minor flex to the body. When you attempt to put some strain on it, but nothing really happens. But nothing that you'd notice during normal usage anyway. It's got pretty decent rubber feet, so it doesn't really move around at all during gaming or typing sessions. Obviously, both of these peripherals are rocking some RGB lighting, as I've already mentioned, and some nice effects too. The mouse only really has color cycling or a solid color, whereas the keyboard has some nice wave and reactive effects, all with kind of different speeds and directions and different colors and that kind of thing. All of these are controlled with function keys on the keyboard, not software, so that's something to bear in mind. The LEDs aren't the brightest, so they generally offer only a bit of backlighting, and the light shining through the keycaps is a tad dim. Though if you want to change the keycaps, you actually can, as they're Cherry MX compatible, which offers a broad range of potential customization for these pretty bland keycaps. For under £50, this is all sounding pretty good so far, right? Well, it is. It's just that mechanical switches really let this keyboard down. When I first heard of these switches, I was expecting to be a lot like Razer's Mecha Membrane switches, which are found on the Razer Ornata, a keyboard that I actually use daily. I was expecting these Coolermaster switches to be pretty much the same, but minus the typical Razer tax. But I was just so disappointed. The tactile dome foundation that these keys have doesn't keep noise level low. It's probably just as loud as a mechanical keyboard, just without the nice, satisfying, clicky noise that we're used to. If anything, I'd just say it makes the keys a bit harder to push down, and you can feel the mushiness of the membrane dome with every keystroke. Also, the steady support housing designed to keep keycaps and plunger steady is just poor quality. There's so much wobble on the keycaps in comparison to, say, the Razer Ornata, which has similar keycap technology, albeit only half-height keys. But the biggest gripe for me is the god-awful spacebar. When typing up scripts, or if you're using this keyboard to write up essays or at work, the spacebar will soon become an apparent annoyance. It's just so wobbly, and it makes noticeably louder noise to the rest of the keycaps that I just find really frustrating. I'll give you guys a quick sound test of this Coolermaster keyboard, then I'll play one of the Razer Ornata. Neither are true mechanical keyboards, so don't expect the noise you might be used to, but just try and listen out to what I mean. That test might not be the most accurate way for you to get an idea, but I felt like it was worth putting in this video regardless, just so you can hear what I mean. The Masterkeys Lite L combo is pretty good value. I'd recommend the mouse all day long. If it was sold separately for around 15 to 20 pounds, it was a bargain. But the keyboard does let this combo down. It might be a good starting point for a lot of people, offers a wide range of effects and maybe keycap customization, but for me it's just too annoying and disappointing. I'd say you'd be much better off buying a cheap-ish mechanical keyboard, probably with some Cherry MX switches for around 40 or 50 pounds, and then spending a little bit more and buying a separate mouse. Let me know what you guys think of these kind of hybrid keyboards. Is there a market for them? Are they worth it? Or are you just happy with a mechanical keyboard and think that you should just not exist? Anyway though guys, that is the end of the video. As always, if you like this kind of stuff, feel free to click that like button, and if you didn't, click that dislike button. Let me know what you thought about today's video, leave your comments down below, and if you decide my face hasn't offended you, don't forget to click the subscribe button so we can see each other again soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.